Hello everyone, this is Hex76 and I will be this is going to be the first Minecraft video on this channel. Um, it's just going to be a tutorial of, not tutorial, like, tour of my world, just so everybody kind of knows, like, the landscape of it and what I've got going on. So, to start off, over here, this is going to be my main base. And as you can see, this is going to be kind of like the start of it, the front of it. It's got a couple of watchtowers, got a little furnace system over here, which a bunch of super smelters. And then I've got like this cool kind of texturing with this quartz here that I thought looked really cool. So I'm trying to test out like building and stuff because I've never been good at building, so I've been trying to work on that. Here you can see I've collected. These are only 12 of the pottery shards as pots, but I have collected all 23, and then I kind of just threw this decorated pot here, because it's more like just so it's like even, kind of. And over here is where I've collected all the pottery shards. I've got all the music discs, got all the armor trims, banner patterns, because kind of got bored for a bit. And then all the goat horns. I managed to find a screaming goat 2,000 blocks out from this base. So yeah. And then as for this is just a mushroom island. I put blocks covering over it, and then put down a grass block, and just had the entire thing kind of grow. And I also flattened out a big area here. Down here, I believe is one of I think it's a zombie farm, and then I think that is the skeleton farm down here, that I kind of found. And then over there is the iron farm. Here's all the pets I've got over here. These are just kind of wild pets, so I've tried to keep them around, and then probably build like a zoo at some point, put them in there, for the wolves at least. And then here's my happy ghast. I've got a bunch of other animals here that I will make farms with in the future. There's a good old cobble generator, auto farm over there. Very useful, very helpful. Definitely recommend to build it. I believe it was built by Big Booty 17, I believe. And many of these farms are also by Shulkercraft as well. This is like the main source of how I build my farms, just because I've never been good at building them. Over here, I've got kind of laggy, but here's a sugarcane farm that I built. Over here, there's a bamboo farm there. I got a kelp farm. This is a melon farm, but I got so many melons that I kind of just stopped the farm altogether. But I will probably, like, replant the seeds at some point. It's not right now. And those are all the melon blocks I got from that. Not all need any of them. Same with these pumpkin farms here. I might shut bees off soon, but not too sure yet. And over here is some cactus farms. I don't need too many cactus. So I kind of just kept it low key. And then here is my moss farm. That works very well. But I have not need to use moss yet. And then over here is for pale moss from the Pale Gardens. Here was a pain to build, and these are all of the sheep farms I use. And I've got every single color of sheep. Probably didn't need that much. Probably could have just rocked with like 4 of these and kind of divvied up the sheep. But I want as much wool as possible, just in case I need it as a building block later on. And I've just been adding chests throughout. And I'll go back over here. where I will go into the Nether, and then those are more of my pets as well. Just try and collect all of them. Little like achievement I can do in this world. Over here, there's a gold farm. There's the bartering farm where I just kind of threw gold in. There's a chest up there, so I just threw gold in that, turn it on with a lever, and that will just run for a while. There is a froglet farm, which haven't used that yet as well, but kind of just figured that it might be useful down the line in the future at some point. Here's a basalt farm, built by the same guy who did the cobble generator. Over here is a magma cube farm, just as like a free source of XP that is pretty easily accessible since they changed the how the gold farms work. Otherwise, I would have built one of those as like an XP source. Over here is where I've built a lot of mob farms. So, as you see here, this is just basic mob farm. Everybody's probably built this at least one time in their worlds. Very useful. Here is a mob head farm. So, this tower up here, I use a resource pack called Vanilla Tweaks, where you can kind of customize everything you want. So I threw in a few data packs, and one of those was where I could start a thunderstorm whenever I wanted to. If I just threw the channeling trident, up in the sky from max height limit. So that was mainly just so I could make this farm, just get these mob heads quicker, because I have this other data pack called Blazing Caves that adds over 1,000 advancements, and it does give me extra stuff, but I try to refrain it from cheating as much as I can in this world. I do it very little. I think the biggest time I did was going into creative to move the wool farms, because I just built all the platforms and kind of got fed up. Just wasn't a good time. But other than that, refrain from going into creative and all that for the most part. There is just like a phantom farm. I've been trying to build as many farms as I can. Even if I don't really need them. See with this like music disc farm here, didn't really need this, but I kind of just built it because I needed all the music discs, and I've already got a lot already. So yeah, sorry about that. My game lagged out here for a sec, but back. I believe there are some other farms around this area, but I won't go too in detail. I think I have my guardian farm over there, also very useful. And I do actually, this might sound kind of useless, but I do have coordinates in these books just so it's easier to kind of like keep track of everything. Even though I do need to bring out an ender chest and then a shulker box, but rather than just like using my phone or something. But I found it to be very useful. This is just a bunch of fire resistance potions I had to make to mine up a bunch of netherite. This is just a little flint and steel that didn't really need anymore, because I think I made one and then realized I already had one in my inventory. So I guess I just tossed it right out here. So yeah, I'm going to go back to the nether, and over there is a wither skeleton farm. This is where I was going to build my base originally. Oh, and then there's a gas farm over there as well. This was going to be where I originally built my base, which is kind of on like a mini island in a river. And then I was going to have like some crops there. I was going to have some animals over there. but found out I just kind of like moved all those, and then decided to move everything to the Mushroom Island, which I forget which video it was, but I do remember seeing that Mushroom Island trick in a YouTube video. Believe might have been by Wanda, or I forget who, but someone. There's a squid farm that I probably should not have built. That took way too much time. It was such a pain to do, but managed to do it, and then realized that my squid farm doesn't really work because for some reason squids don't really spawn in my world, and I think that might be because of a mob cap. This was a concrete, like a concrete solidifier. This is just like a mini cobble generator that I didn't really need, since I moved everything. This was the old cactus farm. This was some bee farms that I will rebuild, some chicken egg farms. This was an old sugarcane farm. That's a tree farm, where I get most of my wood from. So that's useful. And then also, I do also have a low ink sac farm somewhere nearby. I think within a few hundred blocks here, but I won't go to it just because it's not really something that's like necessarily needed. But yeah. And then I will go back through the Nether here and show where some portals are that are very useful, or at least were useful at one point. I'm just going back through the magma farm. And then, speaking of data packs as well, there's a another data pack on Vanilla Tweaks that allows me to get mob heads. So I added in, and I'm trying to collect all of these. But because this farm produces so many magma cubes, it's kind of easy just to. I already got like a stack of this. So that was. It kind of gets a little annoying when the chest starts to fill up with some of those. But over here I have a. Oh, there it is. There's the ice area, and that's a. This is for the witch farm and the slime farm that I built, which are both very good. And I do have another nether portal past the gold farm, and a little to the left that leads to a mangrove swamp, where I found the frogs that I needed for the good old Froglight farm. And through here is actually a very cool area in this world. This is just for in case I need any what's this called? Powdered snow. Which I do have a few shulker boxes of. Because I was gonna build a farm and then I decided not to build that one. This farm here was for ice. Very useful. Believe made by. I forget who made this farm, but somebody can find this farm, or maybe I'll find the farm later and mention like the next video. Yeah, this is very useful. Although I haven't needed like a crazy amount of ice just yet, but I will at some point. That was for snow. And then this area I just found to be very cool, so I'm probably gonna at some point build something that I won't say just yet in case I do make a video on it in the future. But I do want to make something really cool in this biome because it's actually crazy how this world is generated, and it's so hard to find areas to make farms because this is one of the craziest worlds that I have ever loaded into. And then that's also just a box for some frogs over there. When I needed them for the backward, or the not backward farm, the frog lake farm. Frog lake farm. And then I'd go this way. And as you can see in the top left, up here, I've played 1,357 days on this world. Good amount of that is AFK, but most of it I have been playing on. So I would say maybe around 100 days are only AFK. Not 100% sure on that math there, but there's that. And down here, one final thing in the nether. That's just... I built a grease rod farm. Although I've not used it a crazy amount. But it was just like another farm to kind of tick off. Because it was very easy to build. And then just past here, I believe, I always lose track of it. Yes, just past here is... Oh, wait, never mind. This is a different area. That's a bastion over there. I do know I have another portal somewhere around here that leads back to my old base. But I can't quite find it. It is near a nether fortress. And then I do have another nether portal that does lead into the N. And then I've also have a like one of those like sand dupers and concrete farms, or like the sand, gravel, concrete dupers, which are super useful. And pretty easy to build for the most part. So I would definitely recommend building one of those in your world if you want to. I'll go back up through here. And back through the nether portal. I will sleep real quick. And yeah, that is the main tour of my base so far. In my world. Nothing like super crazy or anything. The nether isn't anything special just yet. I do plan to transform that at some point, which will probably be a future video. Just not sure when, because I do want to finish up building my base here, and then this like industrial farm area over here. I want to make it its own build. I might replace all this steep slate, which would be really annoying to do, but it doesn't match the vibe I'm going with over here on this build. And I will be making another video soon where I will fly out a few thousand blocks with some end crystals, and I'll re-defeat the Ender Dragon, just as like a fresh start to the world, because everybody's always wants to see the beginnings. But if you guys don't want to see that, then let me know. If you do, just drop a comment saying, please do the restart on your world, and the main goal will just be to get full diamond armor, defeat the Ender Dragon. I don't think I'll go for netherite. Maybe I will, just because I do want to get some, but I think I'll save that at some point, because as you see here, I have some netherite scraps, and I did a lot of netherite mining. I want to try and get a full 6 beacon of netherite, so that took a while, but bastions are also a great way just to like kind of stack up. But I got most of this just from flying around in the lava, and I brought like 12 stacks of fireworks, and then also used these like fire resist pots to make it a little easier so I don't die as easy. And then one last thing, I do have another data pack where the elytra will combine with a chest plate. If you guys don't like that and you want to see me use both the chest plate and an elytra separately, let me know in the comments of that as well. If you do, or you think it's fine, then I will just continue to use it. So yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and it will be a fun time to show you guys around my world, show you guys some builds that I want to cook up in the future, and hopefully I will get this base done soon. Although I'm looking at 12 rooms of these like miniature rooms kind of, and then one big giant room back here. So yeah, that is the end of this video, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.